Well, as you know, I'm Noah Ryan.
Okay, so I want to ask you a few questions today about what you'd like people to know about you and what you think about your future. So, why don't you tell us what you think your strengths are?
Um, I'd be happy to answer those questions. Well, first of all, I'd have to say that my biggest strength is my ability to, you see, I kind of think up stories constantly. Stories, settings, stuff like that. And not, this is, I'm pretty sure this would be a great skill for storytelling, stuff like that. Problem is that not only is it my greatest strength, but it is also my greatest weakness. Because you see, with Asperger's syndrome, I essentially have to process all the information that gets to me before I'm able to respond to it. So, sure, I can come up with this amazing story, an imaginative one, with plenty of comedy and writing, stuff like that,
Hmm.
but it is very hard to get it out of my head.
Oh, okay. So again, my next question is that my disability causes me to have difficulty with, and we don't really like to think of it as a disability, but
No,
so you
it's
have difficulty with um, getting it out. Is that the
uh-huh.
only issue you think you have difficulty with? Or what are some other
Um,
things that you might have a little trouble with?
well, like I said, I have to process an entire group of information before I'm able to put use to it.
Hmm.
And that can that can be either a boon or a opposite of boon in a lot of ways.
Okay, so when the next question is, I am most successful in school when,
Well, I'd have to say that I'm most successful in school when I'm able to fully understand the task that I'm expected to do, and that I'm able to associate that task with something that interests me.
okay,
That's another aspect of Asperger's syndrome. We get very specific interests
mm-hmm,
that usually people with Asperger's devote all their energy to.
mm-hmm. So what do you think you
And this
devote
is
all your energy to?
sadly computer.
Sadly,
Compute.
yeah. Why do you think
I
that's a
I
sadly? That's interesting.
well, I'm I'm gonna be honest here. I do love video games and going on the internet and stuff like that, but sometimes I wish I could just stop and do something better with my time.
Okay,
But another big issue with the Asperger syndrome thing is by processing all the information, when I want to do something productive, I'm too self-critical of it, and sometimes I just give up on it.
things that you want to touch on right now.
Um,
Concerns, questions, anything.
I'd have to say that I just want to make it known that just because I may not be doing well or doing worse in something does not mean I am not still trying.
Okay,
Just to be honest, yes, sometimes I do not do something.
yeah.
And I had something for this. What I would like to get across is that they seem to think, this team seems to think that I need a safety net for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would really hope to do is that I'd like to fall on my own. It's like Walt Disney said, you need a good you need a good hard failure when you're young.
Mm-hmm.
But really, there's been a safety net under me for the entirety of my educational course. Is
Yeah.
that a good word for it?
Yeah.
For my entire education, I've had an aide.
Right.
So, of course, I would need, to learn to be more dependent because I've had an aide that they've implemented for the past 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
12 years.
Yeah.
That is a long time when you think about it.
That is a long time. It is. So is there any particular helps that you think would be important in becoming more independent? Are there anything that people could do besides just let you fall, as you say? Is there anything that, little steps in between that you think would be helpful?
I think if I could go for one-on-one, to be like engaged one-on-one, kind of like a tutor thing, apprenticement, something like that. I'd like to actually get involved into something in order to learn it.
Okay.
Like, say, live with a writer to learn about writing, or like spend an extended amount of time, like an internship
Uh-huh.
at, yeah, you know what I'm getting at?
I think I do. I think I do.
I think that if I can get really involved into an environment, I'll be able to pin down the social interactions. People always say that I need some more work on my social interactions. I've been toning that down myself.
Mm-hmm.
I really try.
I can tell.
And another thing is that I really hate when I think that people are patronizing me.
Mm-hmm.
I just get this feeling that people seem to have a expectation for me to be like autism light.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean to you, like autism, like?
You'll have to forgive me, I've been on the internet for too long. Basically, I have this impression that some people have the initial feeling that I would be like a step above retarded on the disability ladder.
Mm-hmm.
That is simply not true.
Mm-hmm. So, and is that your perception of how people are perceiving you?
Yes, and when people say that, oh no, I think you're very intelligent, that does not help. They need to understand that. Because when they say, oh no, I think you're very intelligent, what I hear is basically, oh no, you're so smart for this special course.
Oh, I see.
People who think they have all the answers annoy me. Even if it were possible, it's scientifically unsound to have an answer for everything, because then you have no adaptability.